Most people view traditional farms and solar farms as two separate things. TrackerSled will change that. With site-built SunFarmor modules, farmers will produce their own electricity, fuel, and nitrogen fertilizer at a fixed price for 30 years, carbon-free. After, they'll hand them down to their children, who can repower them, lowering costs even further. By owning a means of production, cropland, farmers secure the right to free feedstocks of sun, rain, and natural nutrients. When they add a second means of production, energy, with a pop-up solar farm, they can unleash a cascade of value for their families, electric co-ops, and rural economies. Farmers use only modest amounts of electricity today, but by the end of the decade, they'll be able to use it to produce hydrogen and ammonia on their farm to serve as fertilizer and a diesel alternative for their tractors, combines, and semis. Most important, while decarbonizing industrial agriculture, farmers will earn carbon-free price premiums in the marketplace, satisfying the demand of grain majors and food companies who have committed to reducing their greenhouse gas emissions. As TrackerSled's second-generation platform, SunFarmor modules look like trestle bridges with a roof of bifacial PV panels and a solar reflector as a roadway. Like its predecessor, the SunFarmor module obviates surveys, pile driving, specialized engineering, and lengthy interconnection queues to simplify solar development. Crews will assemble SunFarmor modules from prefabricated parts at a roadside staging area and then tow them one by one to the field, arranging them in columns connected with overhead cables. A 3.5-acre dual-use farm, constructed in 1 week, will produce all the power, fuel, and fertilizer needed to operate a 1,000-acre grain farm in the Corn Belt. Ranchers can even space the columns to make paddocks for grazing cattle in a high-density adaptive operation. TrackerSled's best prospects farm in the Corn Belt, where over 150,000 farmers work over 1,000 acres, and power, fuel, and fertilizer comprise over a third of their variable non-land costs. Here, farmers use over 90% of the country's ammonia fertilizer in areas where electric co-ops pay over 5.5 cents per kilowatt hour. 31% are in solar advantage states, and a third already choose profit over yield with non-traditional practices. At $2 a watt, that's a $24 billion market. We've designed TrackerSled's ecosystem to flip the switch on carbon in agriculture, using clean energy subsidies to jumpstart adoption and market demand to sustain it, benefiting people, the planet, and profit.